Card sleeves have become one of the most important decisions for players and collectors of Magic the Gathering and other trading card games. The brand of sleeve you use determines how well protected your valuable cards are, how easily they shuffle, and how long they will last. But with so many sleeves on the market, it can be very difficult to determine which best meet your needs as a player. This review will evaluate the new Ultra Pro Metallic Gold sleeves, BCW double mats, and Legion Teal double mats. And then finally, we'll look at a selection of sleeves offered by Ultimate Guard, including their Supreme, their matte, and their metallic styles. With so many sleeves, too many sleeves, some are better than others, sometimes by a lot. Let's get started. Ultra Pro's metallic gold sleeves are part of a slowly growing line of sleeves now manufactured in the USA. These are listed as metallic gold on the official Ultra Pro website, but I can't find the words metallic or gold anywhere on the packaging, which is weird. As the name implies, the metallic gold sleeves have a smooth, glossy back instead of the typical Ultra Pro stippled back. They have a glossy front as well. They are a very tight fit as well. Cards don't slide in so much as they have to be pushed. Luckily, they do allow for double sleeving with something like the KMC Perfect Size sleeves, and they have a better seal than the standard Ultra Pro mats. The shuffle feel on these is pretty substandard. They are neither smooth nor slick, and mass shufflers will likely not enjoy how much pressure has to be applied. In fact, these feel very reminiscent to me of the Ultra Pro illustrated sleeves in terms of shuffle feel. Despite being made in a new factory, Ultra Pro seems to have kept its same formula. They fail the stretch test immediately. I feel almost no resistance when trying to stretch them. So if I'm going to use the standard Ultra Pro sleeves or the standard Ultra Pro Pro Mats as a baseline, I don't see any situation where I would prefer the metallic over those. The possible exception being if I were wanting to double sleeve a deck. But if that were the case, I wouldn't be using Ultra Pro at all. Grade C-. They pass, but just barely. Moving on, BCW, a manufacturer known primarily for their cardboard storage boxes, has a relatively new line of double matte sleeves. They have a textured back that is very similar to the Ultra Pros, and the shuffle feel is fairly smooth. Again, these are double mattes, so that means the front is frosted and slightly textured as well. The sleeves allow for double sleeving well enough, although it is a very close fit with the inner sleeve usually resting almost exactly at the opening. In the stretch test, they give little resistance, and interestingly enough, as I went through half a package of these, I noticed many would split on one side but stay welded together quite tightly on the other. Every so often, I'd pull one out that already had a slightly split corner. So I think we're still on Ultra Pro levels, thus these are nothing more than a plain, ordinary C. The Legion Teal sleeves have apparently been on the market since last summer, but I only recently was made aware of them. If you'll recall from my previous reviews, Legion's illustrated matte sleeves are the best illustrated sleeves on the market today, and the only textured or matte illustrated sleeves that I know of. And they have only one failing. They are not suitable for double sleeving. But those Legion Illustrated were super tough and next to impossible to split. The old grade was a B+, but if Legion could ever combine the indestructible illustrated mats with the much more destructible double mats, which at least allow for double sleeving, well, then they'd have an A-quality sleeve on their hands. The Teal double mats are really nice for double sleeving. The process is very smooth and very simple. And I had very little issue with air pockets, which I know will be a relief to a lot of players. So we've met that criteria. Shuffle feel was also about the same. It's nice. The double mat has a tough, textured feel. And while it's nowhere near as smooth and silky as something like a KMC Hyper Mat, it has a much more pleasant feel than most other matte sleeves. In fact, you can see that they did very well on the stretch test. However, full disclosure here, over several weeks of testing these sleeves, I would intermittently try the stretch test on some of the sleeves in use. And I had a few, and I do want to stress a few that tore a lot quicker and a lot easier than seen here. Now, obviously, this still looks very impressive compared to the Ultra Pros and BCW, and they are. But the welding of these sleeves just isn't as tough as it is with the Illustrated, which I can't even split if I try. I don't know in what way Legion's manufacturing of these two sleeves differs, but Legion still hasn't successfully combined the two. Nonetheless, Legion matte sleeves are very high quality, and they get a solid B+ from me. Ultimate Guard, a relative newcomer to the market, has already made a stupendous impression with their line of deck boxes. But what about card sleeves? First, let's take a look at the Ultimate Guard Supreme sleeves, which are very, very reminiscent of Ultra Pro sleeves. Glossy front, stippled textured back, and a fairly nice shuffle feel. They work okay for double sleeving, but they have the problem of the inner sleeve often sliding up, and the usual trouble with air pockets, etc. If my eyes were closed, I might think these were Ultra Pros until the stretch test. They offer just a second or two more resistance than Ultra Pros. So, while not particularly impressive, I would pick these over a pack of Ultra Pros, if only just. Therefore, if Ultra Pros are a C, then the Ultimate Guard Supremes are a C+. Sadly, the visually pleasing metallics are much worse. Never mind double sleeving, just try shuffling these. They have sharp, protruding edges that make mass shuffling an absolute chore. It's a little tricky to catch on camera, but where the front and back are welded together, there is a seam or a lip that protrudes, something that I can even click my fingernail on. There's also a very, very subtle curve around the edges, which also interferes with shuffling. And altogether, this just makes these a no-go in my grade book. They look nice, they really do, but that's not what's important. The metallics hinder most forms of shuffling. They can even lead to potential damage from all the friction, which at the very least will encourage splitting. And speaking of splitting, they don't hold up very well in a stretch test. I can't recommend these, and I have to go with a D+. Finally, Ultimate Guard has a line of mats, which are akin to the Legion and BCW double mats, in that they have that frosted, textured front and the stippled back. The Ultimate Guard double mats are welded together nicely. There's no awkward seam or lip like on the metallics. It's a very smooth weld. Double sleeving is on par with the Supremes, maybe just a bit easier. And the double matte finish makes for a pleasant shuffle feel. but when I did the stretch test, I had much better results. Still nowhere near the Legions. Out of the 3 offerings from Ultimate Guards, the matte sleeves are the best. I'd say a low B-. As always, remember that the primary function of card sleeves is to protect your cards, not interfere with shuffling, and all the while last as long as possible so you can spend as little as possible on things other than your cards. In this regard, the Ultra Pro metallic gold sleeves are a C-. BCW double mattes are a satisfactory C, while the real gem are the Teal double mattes from Legion. The Ultimate Guard Supremes are on the high end of satisfactory at a C+, but the metallics are a misfire, terrible for shuffling, and harsh seams make them a D+. The best offering from the company in terms of sleeves being the Ultimate Guard mattes at a very low B-. I hope this video has been of some help to you. And remember, you can't play Magic at Target or Walmart, so when buying sleeves or accessories, always spend your money where you spend time playing Magic, and that's at your local card store whenever possible.